But it's clear today as we gather at this religious freedom event that we have work left to do. Religious freedom is still today threatened. There are continued restrictions on the practice of faith. We see toxic political rhetoric and judicial activism that aims to silence the voices of people of faith, discrimination, marginalization, isolation, and vulnerability. We see this intent to impose uniform secularism as a way that breaks down our richness of cultural diversity, fostering deeper divisions and anger and hatred. We, gathered here, must resolve to be vigilant in advancing religious freedom, or our fundamental right could be lost forever, for us, for our children, and for our children's children. So in conclusion, I offer a few thoughts of what each of us can, and I believe must do to preserve this right. For those of us who are people of faith, whatever faith you believe, we must pray. We can't do all of this on our own, but with God, all things are possible. Pray for religious freedom to be protected and preserved. Pray for this great fundamental human right to be respected throughout our civilization and throughout the world. Secondly, live out your faith. Just as I will do this evening, go and participate actively, courageously, compassionately, unapologetically in living out your faith, both privately, in the home, in your place of worship, and in the public square. Be a light in the darkness so that our whole community and world can see the profound positive impact that people of faith have upon the world. Next, education. Educate yourself and then educate others about the history of religious freedom, the principles of this right, about the challenges that we face today, and about the importance that we as people of faith and people of no faith have in working together to make sure that government does not intrude upon our most fundamental beliefs. After we educate ourselves, next we must speak out. Wherever and whenever religious discrimination rears its ugly head, we must speak out against it. Whether it is against us and our faith or people of another faith, we must speak out for one another when religious discrimination happens. And we must speak for religious freedom in every forum that we are given. Next, support and get involved in organizations that advance religious freedom. I want to thank my brother Knights of Columbus. I am so proud to be a part of the Knights, an organization that has unapologetically advanced religious freedom since its inception, and other organizations here today, as well as organizations that fight in courtrooms and in state houses and in our state capitals and national Congress, halls of Congress, and in the White House on behalf of religious freedom. Most of the cases I cited earlier are active legal battles going on right now, being advanced by organizations like the Thomas More Society, like Alliance Defending Freedom, the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty, American Center for Law and Justice. Find these and other organizations and get involved and invest your time, your talent, and your treasure. And last, we must vote. We must make sure that every time we go to the polling place, we vote for elected officials that will support and protect religious freedom. We must vote for those who will enforce the laws on the books that will protect religious freedom. We must vote for elected officials that will advance further strengthening of regulations to protect against discrimination on the basis of religion. We must vote for elected officials who will not be antagonistic to any people of faith. We must vote for those who will commit to stop the anti-religious political rhetoric. And we must vote for those who will create an environment that fosters greater respect and understanding between people of different backgrounds and different faiths and those with no faith. Can we prevail? Can victories be achieved? It seems sometimes there are dark clouds over our nation, and the answer is yes, with God and with His people and with those who will work together to preserve religious freedom, victories can be achieved.